Television shows us what's in front of the camera, but Andrew Tash worked behind the scenes. Tonight he gives us a peek of what's back there.
I'd like to talk a little bit tonight about my experience with film and media production and some of the lessons that I learned in the profession. I got into production because as a child I loved stories. I loved movies. I loved all of the action on the screen. And so I was fascinated by that in an academic sense. I studied production, films, cultural studies, and eventually I backed my way into production. What we see is a dolly slider. You'll put a camera on top of it and then you can slide through a scene with it. Phrase I've often heard is that boys love their toys, and this is absolutely true. However, something like this is a $60,000 camera rig. Crews that I worked with were on average 50% female. So they were in the front office and on the crew and served as talent. What we see here is the backstage of a production. We've got the camera down here in the front. Production is usually divided into two general categories. You've got your crew and your talent. Camera is that dividing line. I worked behind the camera. Talent works in front of the camera. In studio as well as in field production, the camera is the primary element in front. We'll often have two monitors coming from the camera, one for the operator, one for the producer. When we have multi-camera sets, we'll have 5, 6, 16 monitors that are out there for people to see. Besides the camera, other essential parts of the production obviously include things like lights, a mic, these funny little things that we call scrims, and flags that block light from certain parts of the screen. On this shoot here, you can see the flags overhead, the scrim, you've got a mic hanging down, and you've got various lights pointing out different parts of the office. But from the camera, this looks much different. This is what it looks like from the camera. This is what you would see on the television. You can see the dark spots that they push our eyes away. The light spots draw our attention. This is what we would consider to be an aesthetically pleasing image, but it's only done with all of the other work behind the scenes. One of the first lessons that I learned in production was that it's a very small world. I was working for a network show nowhere near LA, and I run into Josh Dallas. He's an actor with ABC's Once Upon a Time. Great actor, good guy to work with, but in production, you are, everybody knows who you are, no matter where you are. Field production is what I did most of. Field productions can be sporting events, or as most people know, reality TV. The other side of production we have is studio production. And those are often scripted and in very specific settings. One of my highlights in production, I just got off of several shows. I had a day off, I get a phone call and it's like, listen, we need help today, can you come help us? I said, sure, why not? I go, I step onto a baseball field, and there's Johnny Bench, which was quite a surprise. Some people start out in front of the camera. For example, this is Curtis Marlowe. He was on Airwolf, on Silver Spoons, and he really liked production. But after a period of time, as a child actor, he decided, I would rather be behind the camera. So he was a primary camera on Hoarders through all of their seasons. When we're doing field work, we have vans that follow the crew around because field work is mobile. So this is a full-size van. We've got built-ins, it carries C-stands, electronic connections, lights, whatever we think we might need and can still fit in this space. And we take it wherever we go. This is another example of field work. I was doing a series of commercials with Walmart, and so we went into a live store. We had camera ops, and we interviewed the individuals that Walmart wanted us to. We put together the stories that they wanted to tell in the midst of patrons and a very live environment. Now this is stage 9. This is where Jot at Home is shot in Culver City, California. Also on this lot with us, there were 23 sound stages. These are about 110 by 130 feet on the inside, 35-foot ceilings. We also shot with Arrested Development, Cougar Town, shows like that. Inside the studio, we build this set every time Jada wants to shoot. Kitchen, appliances, a little deck, stairway that leads up to nothing, but we have scrims and cameras and lights all around. Jada meets with the director every morning before we shoot. They go down the script for the day. They talk about what order they're going to do things. And what we can see here, like I mentioned earlier, are the monitors. We've got 2 different cameras. We've got the director's monitor, but it's all behind the scenes. Now, do you see the beach in this scene? Remember the sound stage? Did you see a beach anywhere near the sound stage? This is the magic of production. We have filmed the ocean, projected that film onto a white screen behind the window, so it looks like she's working on a beach all day long. Second lesson I learned in production, sometimes things break. Don't panic. The last thing you need on set is someone freaking out. The show must go on. Figure out a way to fix it. The third thing that I learned while I was in production is that it's a matter of team. You do one part, somebody else does another part, but everyone working together brings these magical scenes to life. Thank you.